Shalom, this is Abidan from the tribe of Benjamin. I want to say Ka'alayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles who pushed the sincere truth around the four corners of the earth. What's goody, Israel? Kwam Yasharala, it's your boy Abidan. Today's lesson is going to be about ye of little faith. Alright? Ye of little faith. Because that's all we have in these end days. We just have the faith of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And we got to keep that faith. Because through faith of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we'll find our salvation. Alright? So let's jump right into it. Don't want to make it too long. Alright, here's Matthew chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 28. Alright. And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field. This is Yahushua talking, right? To his apostles. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, I, Yahweh, so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven. Shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Right? He said, the lilies of the field are clothed by Yahweh himself. If Yahweh's going to clothe the lilies of the field, don't you think he'll clothe you, O ye of little faith? And we got to have the faith in those last days, right? With the FEMA camps and the RFID chip and the mark of the beast, you got to have faith, right? Like Apostle Tahar said, we might lose our jobs. We might be living in the wilderness for a while. What shall we eat, right? No worry about that. No thought for that. Yahweh will provide. Yahweh Bahashem will provide for us to eat and for us to drink and for us to be clothed. He will take care of his elect. We will have faith. We will have faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? That he will take care of us in these end times. We're not going to be worried about the FEMA camps. What shall be, shall be. But you will take Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai in no matter what path you're in, what path you have to take. In these end times, you take the Lord with you. And you will eat with the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You will drink with the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And you will be clothed. Right? We will have faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, let's go to Matthew chapter 8 and 24. Alright. Alright, this is when the apostles are on the ship and Yahushua is sleeping, right? So he's sleeping in the chambers and they're on the top of the ship. Matthew chapter 8, verse 24. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves. But he was asleep. Who's he? Yahushua. 25. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And Yahushua said unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose, and he rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? Oh, ye of little faith, right? Because with the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, like he showed his disciples, he has power over the winds and the sea. They obey him, right? They obey the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we will keep our faith when the trials and tribulations come. We put our faith in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, knowing that he will bring that great calm when the tempest arises. When the storm arises, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will rebuke and bring that great calm for you in your life, because we put all of our faith into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? That was the disciples on the ship while Yahweh Shai was sleeping. Matthew chapter 8, verse 24 through 26. Alright, let's go to Matthew 14. Let's see here. Matthew chapter 14, and we'll start at 14. No, which one are we looking for? Let's see, Matthew. Shalaki. Alright. Matthew 14 and 22. This is when Yahweh Shai sends his disciples on the ship, and he decides later on to walk across the water, right? Matthew 14 and 22. And straightway Yahweh Shai constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him onto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahweh Shai went unto them, walking on the sea. I'll say that again. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahweh Shai went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit? And they cried out for fear. But straightway Yahweh Shai spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. So Peter's excited, like, Lord, if that's you, can I jump down on the water with you? Right? And he said, Yahweh Shai said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahweh Shai. Right? Now Peter's walking on the water. What? But verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. All right? So when Peter saw the wind was boisterous, he got afraid and he began to sink. And he cried out for Yahweh Shai to save him. And immediately Yahweh Shai stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, Wherefore this thou doubt? Right? Everything was fine until he found that doubt in his heart. Then he began to sink. Right? So Peter was walking on water like the Lord, like Yahushua. But as soon as the wind came, some trials and tribulations, he lost that faith. He was afraid. And once he lost that faith and he begun to feel afraid, that's when Peter started to begin to sink. So that's why we have to keep our faith. Elect, Israel, Yasharallah, all right? We got to keep that faith in the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because through Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we find great power and glory, right? And with his faith, anything is possible. Like Peter walking on water. And Yahweh Shai, oh ye of little faith, right? Oh thou of little faith. He was fine until he lost that faith. But even though he did lose that faith, that moment he lost his faith and he began to sink, who was there to catch him? Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai is always there. He's never left us. But we got to believe and have that faith in our big brother and our Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? Straight up. You see? You see the glory in the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai? You could walk on water. Dance on the water and not get wet, right? With the glory of the Lord and the faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, anything is possible. But once we lose that faith, we begin to sink, all right? So let's show another act of the Lord's brilliance, right? Of our Savior. Let's go to Daniel chapter 3. And we'll start at verse 16. Now this is the account in which Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego got into it with Nebuchadnezzar. And basically, he wanted him to pray to his idols and his false gods. But they chose to pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And he threw them in the furnace. So let's get into it. This is Daniel chapter 3. We'll start at verse 16. And, alright, Daniel 3 and 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fury furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Right? Nebuchadnezzar wanted them to worship a golden image. They refused it. Right? Had the faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Did not turn their back on the Lord and start worshiping idols. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to blind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fury furnace. See? Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fury furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that stood up, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the men that threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace, they ended up burning because the fire flames were exceeding hot, that they came up out of the furnace and burned those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fury furnace. Right? Temperatures out of this world. Furnace on hot. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. What? Let me read that one more time. And he answered Nebuchadnezzar and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Right? Like the Son of Yahweh. That's Yahushai, right? Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fury furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Yahweh, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. Them boys didn't even smell like fire. Them boys didn't even get singed. Not a hair on their head got touched by the fire. They look clean, right? Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Again, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own power, which is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut off in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other power that can deliver after this sort. There's no other God but Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that could have done this feat of miraculousness that he showed before Nebuchadnezzar by leaving them marveled, pulling the men out of the fire, right? Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. All right? So ye of little faith. You see, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had all the faith in the world, and they did not get burned. All right? Not a hair on their head was singed. All right? The angel of the Lord came down in the fire, which was like the Son of God, right? Yahushua was in the fire chilling, keeping those boys cool, right? Icy hot. Straight up. And that's in the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We got to keep the faith, all right, that he's going to feed us, clothe us, give us drink, keep a roof over our head, protect us in those last days. No matter where our path takes us, we keep Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai with us, and that faith and he will keep us safe, right? And he will keep us out of that burning fury furnace, out of that fiery pit. I hope this lesson was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.